Okay, let's get started. Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. As you can see in the title, on today's video finally is my Chucky TV series review with spoilers. But if you don't want them just to see if this is worth watching or not, description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review because I like to give you guys the options. I think that I have never had something that has been asked when what was coming that this review, but I decided to do the review as a whole rather than each individual episode like I did with American Horror Stories and American Horror Story, since I found out that was way too overwhelming for me, since I had to wake up hella early because I got to go to work. Since this is not the only thing that I do, I have a full-time job. So of course I prefer to do this quality over quantity. So here we are, and definitely I have a few things to say, well, or a lot, I don't know. I don't really know how much I'm going to be talking here. Well, of course, I'm going to be expressing every single thing that I think about this series, a little bit information about it, how things work out, and what could be expecting probably next year about this, because this is not the only thing that we're going to be seeing about Chucky. But well, giving all the talk disclaimers ahead, let's get into the video. Now, like I said, I had a few people asking me about this review, but of course, here it is. Now, basically, in case, I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, it's because you watched the series and you want to hear just my opinion. Thank you, by the way, to wanting to hear what I have to say. I never expected someone actually wanted to hear me. But well, here we are. Or maybe if you're interested in watching the series but you don't know if this is totally worth it, if you just want that in the description box down below, spoiler free review, because here I'm not going to go in full on detail, but of course I'm going to be talking about the ending, and specifically there are things I want to say about that. Basically the ending aired about half an hour ago. Basically the series ended and I am here already recording. I need to have my mind fresh. Now, basically, this is a continuation of Cult of Chucky that came out in 2017. This, by any means, doesn't follow anything that was placed on the reboot of 2019, which was really bad. If you ask me, I didn't like that one. But well, this one, this is something that we don't learn until a few episodes in, is that has been 2 to 3 weeks after the ending of Cult of Chucky. Now, something to remember, if you have watched Cult of Chucky, is that Chucky, he made himself more than one doll at the same time, and he ends on Nika, that was a patient on the hospital, and she lives with Tiffany, and she has the soul of Charles inside of her. So of course something really weird is happening. This is the first time that we see that he is on a actual human, not on just a doll. Now, following that, the series brings a new plot to this, and is Jake. He's the protagonist. Now, the trailer, I would say that doesn't give much, but definitely goes really straightforward of what the series is going to be and what you could be expecting when it comes to the original characters that are coming back. That those are, this is not a spoiler really. Of course, Tiffany's coming back, Andy's coming back. We have a young Charles Lee Ray. We have, of course, Nika, and we have Kyle, that it's the adoptive sister of Andy from Child's Play 2. All of them on the original cast, something that I really like, except, of course, for the young version of Charles Lee Ray. This is something that was really impressive for me, because when this happened, because of course Ralph, he of course plays once again Chucky here, but he's old. So of course he cannot play himself on the young version. But of course they found the perfect person for that, and was no others that the actress that plays Nika, that it's his daughter. So I'm going to be putting a picture here of her and the makeup that they use. Like seriously, if they don't tell that it's makeup, I would have thought that that was him brought back from the past. Like, seriously, the makeup team here did such a good job. And she did a really good job with the acting. Something that I really like it about the series is that it gave us some flashbacks about Charles when he met Tiffany, their first murders, his childhood. These are things that really matter when it comes to this killer. Of course, he has some issues and a reason why he is the way he is. So I really like it seeing the backstory. Now, basically, Jake he gets Chucky on a yard sale because he's I wouldn't say obsessed, but he's really into dolls because he likes to do sculptures with them. And he wants Chucky for that. But of course, Chucky, from the very first start, that has a type of interaction with Jake, he basically starts like, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Will you want to play?" But of course, he opens him on the back and has no battery. So, of course, but from the very first time we have Chucky playing his cards, something that I was expecting to happen at least at the end of the episode. No, that bothers me, the reality. So they treat in here the fact that Chucky and the killer and Charles, everything that has happened before with Andy is not an issue. Something that has happened, the case, everything. So of course, by the middle of the episode, this episode serves as an introduction to all the new characters, which I'm not going to say that they aren't bad. There are a few that you're going to dislike at first, but not because they're acting or because the world that they are written, but rather because they're made to be dislikable. Because I wouldn't call them villains, but they're bad kids. But by the end of the season, you're going to like them a little bit more. So that makes sense. They're not bad characters. Kind of relatable. You well, I didn't feel sorry for a few, but for others I did. And so I think that they did a really good job with these new characters that are basically the kids and their parents. So basically, Jake has a rough home. His father is homophobic, and he, of course, he is part of the LGBT community. So, of course, things aren't precisely good. And basically, Chucky kills his father right at the end of the very first episode. But Jake, instead of being scared or mad to Chucky, he's kind of been like doing a bond with Chucky by the second episode. Something that I clicked from the very beginning was that Chucky, of course, he didn't have good intentions with Jake, and he wanted to use him not like he sold to him like he tried to do with Andy, but rather use him to help him kill, like changing a little bit his killing methods. Now the second episode basically starts right where the first one ended, and this is when Chucky appears with his Hello Kitty mask because it's Halloween night. I'm going to be putting the picture in case that you never saw it, which I don't know, probably you weren't on the social media that much in that case because this basically covered the whole internet for the whole week. I think that this one definitely grabbed the attention of a lot of people. Actually, the premiere of the season alone had 4.4 million viewers, and it's considered one of the most successful premieres of 2021 when it comes to cable. So definitely the season started with the right foot. This second episode for me was even better because the series, each episode was better than the one that was before, something that I loved. Also, the series wasn't predictable at all. Maybe for a few moments where the scene, you know where it's going, but the series as a whole is not predictable. The ending, it got me shocked. Really, the ending was amazing. So basically, as the season goes forward, we have, of course, Chucky killing a little bit more, and he's trying to do a bond with Jake, but he doesn't succeed because he shows his real face basically to Jake. So of course now he's on the side of the kids that I told you that they were dislikable. He is now creating a bond with them. He even has a romantic relationship with one of the kids. Really cute. It's not forced, like goes really natural with the character. Something that I like it about the characters is that they feel real. They feel like real teenagers, not they trying to make them look like they do in movies, that we know that teenagers, they don't act or dress like that. You know what I'm talking. So here they feel more real, something that I appreciate. But now the team is going against Chucky, and this is when, of course, we have the introduction of Tiffany and Nika, and this is when we see what happened, and we have some other flashbacks of when they were young, and also we have the reappearance of Andy and Kyle. Basically, they are running throughout the country trying to find Chucky to kill him once and for all. Oh, but Andy doesn't want to get Kyle into more danger, so he kind of leaves her. But she's been stubborn. She basically follows him to the town. So we have them all together for the ending, and we even have Charles home from the past. Stephanie basically gets there, and this is when the whole plan of Chucky is revealed. What he wants to do, because he basically found a way of duplicate himself, he wants to get into more dolls. So we have on the house a lot of dolls, and they all have his soul. Now, something that was pretty funny actually was when the doll and Tiffany actually get together, because she's like, come here, and he's running to her, and he's like taking him, and she kisses his nose. It was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I was going to say that that was cute because it was kind of weird, but at the same time was funny. Something that I also like it about the series is that makes the perfect balance between the dark humor that it's so from Chucky and the horror elements. So I think that they weren't going too far with each one of them. It was the perfect balance because the series was funny but also was horror. So I think that they did a really good job here. The reality is that until now, I am not able to find a flaw on the series. Because something that I have said before, I am not the type of person that really likes comedy horror, but here I actually enjoyed it. I think that did the perfect balance with bringing the essence of the franchise and all the originals while also introducing new characters. So I think that this series was perfectly balanced. That's the word, balance. That's all we want, all we needed. Because seriously, nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for a series, but we got it, and that's what we deserve because it was chef's kisses. Now, basically, the ending it ends on a cliffhanger because just yesterday it was announced. Well, the day before, because today is Wednesday, almost Monday, it was announced that the series was coming back for a second season of 2022. So of course it will end on a cliffhanger, which wasn't a surprise. So of course we don't have much details, but the series will be coming next year. Of course, once those details are out, the trailer and everything, of course, I will be telling you. So keep it tuned. Now basically the plan goes ruined, of course, by Jake and Andy. Now at some point Andy, Kyle are on Charles' old house, and Tiffany left some bombs and they're presumed dead, but they're not because we know if there's no body, is no one dead. That's something that I leave myself for. If someone they don't show the body, I cannot believe that it's dead until I see it. So that's a trick that really helps me into not suffering characters when it comes in series and movies. Helps. So basically, Andy gets on the truck because all the dolls they're going to be giving them to charity, so those dolls can manipulate kids and get them to killing. So that's the actual plan of Chucky, but Andy intercepts the truck and leaves with the truck. Where we don't know, but this is something that I love, and it's that something it's on the behind of the truck, and it's Tiffany's doll. I wasn't expecting the doll to appear. I loved it. I love watching Tiffany on the doll version. So now they're running. They're supposed to be going to the airport, but we don't know much about it. And Kyle, it's missing basically because one of the kids die at hands of Chucky. And Chucky, it's killed when he, but of course we know killed because he's not completely dead. And the kids are on the cemetery at the tomb of their friend, and we see a hand with a leather gloves that comes to basically the same gloves that was wearing Kyle. So we could be saying that that is her. Since Tiffany left with Mika, but something happened to her, and it's basically Tiffany cut her arms and legs, so she can no longer escape. So of course it's kind of impressive. This kind of a mixed ending. It's not precisely happy, but it's not sad either. It basically ends with the scene of the kids on the cemetery. And when it cuts to black, we have Chucky. He's sitting next to a fireplace and he's cozy and everything. And he's like, oh, hey, thank you for watching my show. So he's basically breaking the fourth wall. I love it this. So basically he starts like giving a speech about the series and what he did and everything, and he gives the body count. At the end, he basically killed 21 on the series, and he's so proud. But there's one, he actually killed a cat at some moment, and he says that he will not tell us and he wants to leave it to the imagination. So in general, I really like it what they did with the character. I like it how the doll look. It looked pretty real. So of course that's not something that we know that it's CGI, but I really like it how it looked. It works pretty well. The killing were good, they were original. It was funny, but had the horror, the characters, everything. For me, this series is a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10. For me, it was excellent, brilliant, everything that it was even better than I could have ever expected. So I am really excited to what season 2 will bring. Now, definitely, this is a must watch for everyone, and in my opinion, is the best horror TV series of the year. At the end of the year, I'm going to be doing a video about the best and worst horror movies, in my opinion, basing me on the ranking that I did throughout the whole year. So, they're going to be the movies that I review, but of course, I'm going to be doing a little segment of the series. We have 5 series. I already did the review of all of them because basically, this is my last review of the year. Wow, there have been a lot. Well, this is the end when it comes to reviews because, of course, I will have, of course, more content coming on December and to end the year. I am really grateful this year. I basically started with 60 subscribers and now we are at 1040. I never expected to be this fast because I have only been doing this for a year, so it's been a lot more than I was expecting. I'm really grateful. Thank you for being here and subscribing, and the support really helps and I appreciate it a lot. But well, this is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about the series. Did you like it? Did you didn't? I haven't seen a bad review, so I don't know if someone actually disliked the series. Are you excited about season 2? Let me know in the comments your opinion or your thoughts. And I'm going to be see you guys on the next one. Bye.